Story, the letter she never sent. It was midnight in Toronto. The streets were quiet, the city lights glowing softly against the glass windows of Emma's small apartment. Emma, a 23-year-old literature student, sat at her desk staring at a blank sheet of paper. Her pen hovered above it, but her hand refused to move. She had been trying to write a letter to her father for months. He lived in another city, and though they hadn't spoken much in the last year, she missed him terribly. They had argued when she decided to study literature instead of business. Since then, silence had grown between them, heavier with each passing day. Tonight, Emma had promised herself she would write. She began slowly, "Dear Dad, I know it's been a while." Her pen scratched across the page as tears welled up in her eyes. She wrote about her classes, her favorite professor, the books she couldn't put down. She wrote about the loneliness of living away from home, the pressure of exams, and the way she sometimes wished he'd call, just to ask how she was. But then she hesitated. How could she explain the hole his absence had left in her life? How could she tell him she needed him, even if he didn't agree with her choices? The words tumbled out anyway. "I don't need you to understand everything, Dad. I just need you to be here. To be proud of me, even if I'm not walking the path you wanted. I miss you." When she finally set her pen down, 3 pages were filled. Emma exhaled, exhausted but lighter, as if she had carried a heavy weight to the surface and let it breathe. But instead of folding the letter into an envelope, she placed it gently in her desk drawer. She couldn't send it. Not yet. Days turned into weeks. The letter stayed hidden, though Emma often thought about it. Then, one chilly afternoon, she received a small package in the mail. No return address, just her name written in familiar handwriting. Inside was a book. A copy of her favorite novel, Pride and Prejudice. On the first page was a short note in her father's hand. "Emma, I saw this in the bookstore and thought of you. I don't always say the right things, but I'm proud of you. Always have been. Love, Dad." Emma's eyes filled with tears. She reached for her desk drawer, pulled out the unsent letter, and read it again. She smiled through her tears, realizing something important. Sometimes the words we hold back still find their way to the people who need to hear them. She didn't send that first letter. Instead, she wrote a new one, shorter but filled with hope. "Dear Dad, thank you. I love you too." This time, she mailed it. And with that small act, the silence between them began to dissolve.